All right. What we have here is this. Here is our graph right here. Look at this. A digital market agency is analyzing their virality of a specific video advertising released in the year 2020. During the first year, the video was only shared among a small group of followers. However, once it had critical mass, the sharing mechanism caused the total view count to grow by a consistent percentage each year. The agency is using this data to model how many views the video will accumulate by the end of 2026 as it reaches a global audience. What we have here is the graph, the chart here with our information 20, 21, and you can see I plugged it into the Desmos calculator. And we gotta test if it's linear, quadratic, cubic, or exponential. And it's just you plug in these numbers into this formula. Right now, I plugged in numbers in Desmos. We're looking at the liner, and as you can see on the graph here on the dots, they are not lined up to the line, and that does not look like a liner. Plus, our R2 equals 0.71. That here's the best model uses the coefficient of determination of R2. The closer R2 is to -1 or 1, the better fits. And our R2 is 7.1. That is not linear. As we move on to quadratic here, it's also not fitting on our graph, and our what we're trying to predict here is 2027, and it is a kind of fit, as you can see here, and the number we got was 160.6, but the R2 equals 0.96. So I don't think it's quadratic either. So we're gonna move on to cubic, and this is the closest one yet we have. As you can see, it kind of lines up with these dots here. But when we plug in the numbers here, we will get 280.6. But our R2 equals 0.99, and that's closest, but that's not the one. Look here, what we have here, exponential is our next one. Fx equals abx, and we plug in those numbers. There we go. What we have here, r equals 1. So that means this is the most the best fitting graph that we have. As you can see, it perfectly lines up with the dots on our graph. So to determine where 2027 would be, you would go right here on Desmos, drag all the way up until you see it hits the line right about there. And what do we get? It is 200 and where's that? Just on the line, 263. What we have here, 263, is the number for predict for 2027. So the total views that they would get in 2027 is 263, and that's some good marketing, am I right? And that is, and you can see the rest of the equations, they don't fit because R2 is not 1. R2 does not fit, so these do not fit our graph. Exponential does, and that gives us our real number, 263. Thank you.